Hey guys, welcome to the postgame stream. We got that win. We are 2-1 going into the bye week. I'm very pleased at what I saw today. Um, this is also going to be the recorded video for the week, so uh, I think I'll do one for both, just because I have so many people watching both um, today and most days that I do videos. So uh, let's go position by position. I think that would be easier. Uh, I saw a lot of improvement overall as a whole today. I was very, very pleased. Uh, Clock management was excellent in the last 2 minutes. Well, I should say 3 minutes 50. I should say, because uh, we were very smart in how we approached the clock management and the use of timeouts. Um, so let's start with quarterback Cam. Cam, the Superman Newton. All right. I did see some overthrows, which I wasn't real thrilled about. However, Cam was doing Cam things today, and that's why I'm gonna give him an A. What is it? 2 rushing touchdowns today. I haven't looked at the official numbers, but he looked really good in certain situations, and yeah, he did have some overthrows. He's got some room for improvement. That's why I'm not giving him an A plus. I'm giving him an A. Um, so I'm going by positions here and I'm writing them down as I go along. Uh, so we're going running backs. Running backs A. Christian McCaffrey just destroyed today. Destroyed. And that was partially because of the excellent blocks by Ian Thomas, uh, our other tight end, and Van Rotten. Van Rotten had an excellent day today. I'm very pleased with that. So A for running backs. Uh, and we also had C.J. Anderson get some decent gains as well. Um, I think one of them was a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, so yeah, running backs look good. Wide receivers B plus. And here's why I say B plus, because there were some drops today that could have been caught. Um, Funches started out slow, but he recovered. I give him his full credit there. Um, but yeah, there were a couple of drops that in crucial situations that we would have liked to have, but it happens. Cincinnati didn't have the best coverage out there, but it wasn't terrible coverage either. So we did have some openings. I was hoping that more people would be open so that Kim could throw the ball. But that Cincinnati pass rush got to us a little bit quicker than I wanted it to. Uh, so Cam didn't have as much time as I would have liked to go through the motions. But he had enough to find people, and he had simple routes, and it was easy enough for short yardage situations and medium passes. Tight end. Ian Thomas did an excellent job on routes today. He actually did catch uh, a good three passes at least. I want to say four. Y'all correct me on that one because, again, I haven't seen the stats, but I want to say three or four. But he looked good going out for passes. He looked even better as a blocker. So what made our offense work the way it did today is we used him for both purposes effectively. We slowed down the blitz, we slowed down the pass rush, and we opened up holes for McCaffrey. So I was very pleased with that. So tight end, uh, and judging by both tight ends, that's going to be a. I'm going to name it an A, actually. He only had one drop today, I believe. And technically, that wasn't his fault. That was a bad pass from Cam. So, offensive lineman, I'm going to say B plus. They improved. They gave Cam a lot of time, which I was very pleased with. But not as much time as we would have liked, of course. Again, um, it is what it is with that Cincinnati pass rush. We did the best we could with it. Um, but at some point, they are going to break through. Um, so yeah, I'm giving the offensive line a B. I'm downgrading to a B actually, because there were a couple of instances where uh, that left tackle that we got from free agency a couple weeks ago actually allowed a sack. So, and he struggled a little bit, but overall he looked okay. We had trouble running it up the middle. We had trouble um, at times later on in the game because the linemen were tired. But I mean that's to be expected, you know. Um, and I do account for that in the grading system. I do. Um, so you go to the uh, defensive line. Defensive line, the front four in particular, B plus. KK Short got in there, took care of business. He did a great job. Um, it took him a while to get past that Cincinnati line, but he eventually did. And I mean that's to be expected. Cincinnati's got a strong offensive line. A lot of people think they don't, but I disagree. I think they've got a strong offensive line, and it's highly dangerous. To be fair, so I'm not surprised it took us that long. Even with blitzes, we had trouble getting through, um, in a couple of situations. So yeah, B. That's a B from the front four. There's always room for improvement, but that's a much better improvement from last week. The front four looked like they were just getting manhandled half the game against Atlanta. So I I knew that we had a shot once Mario started getting through. That's when we were starting to get some some good pressure on Dalton and force him to make bad throws. When we had good coverage by the corners throughout most of the game, I give them a B plus. Again, always room for improvement at corner. Uh, I was particularly happy with their effort throughout the game. Bradbury had a couple of situations where he did get a little lazy with the coverage, but he covered. He he made up for it. Um, Linebackers. Uh, I would definitely have to say A minus for the linebackers. Uh, I do give them full credit for uh, what they were able to accomplish throughout the game. And Shaq finally turned it on. It took him a while, but he finally turned it on. Um, so we took care of business at linebacker. Always room for improvement, of course. So A minus. All right, I'm gonna do strong safety first before I do free safety because of the fact that I have a little bit of a rant, and I'll explain that in a minute. But strong safety, Mike Adams. Uh, he actually gets a B plus from me today. There were points where he had lazy coverage and a couple of lazy tackles, but for the most part, he really did a pretty good job. He shut down a lot of the Bengals plays and got it done. So B plus for him. Still some room for improvement, but I'm really really pleased with how he recovered after the Atlanta game. Um, all right, so special teams A plus as always. Solid as usual during the regular season. Don't even have to worry about him. Polarity solid. Special teams solid. Until I have a reason to worry about him, I'm not going to worry about him. Uh, and once again, our former linebacker, Chase Blackburn, is an assistant special teams coach. So there should be zero reason to concern ourselves with that. All right, so corner. Enough wasting time on special teams, but corner. Uh, no, free safety, free safety. Uh, Colin Jones. Colin Jones. Good lord, dude. You looked like you left your brain in the locker room today. What in the world was that? You got lazy on coverage, you got lazy on tackling, you got lazy on just knowledge of plays. You got faked out on simple plays and coughed up 2 touchdowns on defense. That's just inexcusable. C plus for you. No, C plus is generous. Let's give him a C. That was hot garbage. I'm not pleased with him today. And I mean, granted, we've had to move people around because of injuries, but Colin Jones, like, what in the world happened to you, dude? Maybe he's just had a bad game. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But Colin frustrated me today. And this is not the Colin Jones I've been watching for the past 4 or 5 years. No, this is the Colin Jones that just decided, oh, I'm going to come out there and leave my brain in the locker room. This is just what in the world, dude? Like, I hope I don't see that again from him. I really hope I don't see that again. Embarrassing. Uh, as a team overall, we look a lot better. We look like we're ready to contend for the crown in the division now. Um, we're still on the. I believe it's going to be a three-way fight between the Falcons, Saints, and us. Uh, I'm looking at the Bucks and just thinking, okay, when is this? When is this short flame going to burn out? You know, because Tampa's had unusual luck. You know, they've caught some teams off guard. There's been a ton of injuries going on in the first 2 weeks. You know, and I'm just thinking, okay, they're gonna get lucky again because the Steelers are looking really bad right at the moment. So I think somehow the Steelers may pull a win out of their uh, hat trick, but I really, I don't know. And I said this during the halftime stream. I said that one of the two, either the Falcons or the Saints, is going to drop to the bottom of the barrel. We're going to win against the Bengals, and the Bucks will beat the Steelers. So that made today's win a must win because of division standards right now. And I'm sorry I'm a little late with this stream, and you know why? Because of the overtime game. If we could have gotten a tie from the Falcons and Saints, that would play in later on hugely. And I think we might actually win a division with a tie, you know, with those two tying each other. You never know what can happen. You never know what could happen in November and December. So you just have to kind of let the season play out and see what happens with those two teams. Typically, they both look pretty strong, and both defenses collapsed. They were strong in the first half, but they collapsed big time. And I feel like that would happen if we played them as well. Um, Either one of them right now. It would be a scoring contest. Judging by how good our offense is right now. After looking at this Bengals game, I was looking at patterns. Um, One in particular I noticed was that again we struggle in the dome against Atlanta. That's not unusual. We get lazy on tackling in Atlanta in the dome. Not unusual, you know. Um, but again, this time, this time around, we found our offensive line shuffle. That's gonna work, I think. I'm pleased by what I saw um, with the offensive line, and I'm hoping it stays that way because it worked. You know, we opened up the run, we opened up the pass, we got things done today on offense. Cam was in a good mood, you know. And when Cam's in a good mood and doing his thing, points happen. Good things happen. So, um, the only thing I don't like about the division battle is Matt Ryan can run now. He's got some actual speed now. And he knows when to run, which is even scarier. So, when we play them again in December, we've got to find a way to quarterback spy him or do something because he's going to run circles around our linebackers unless we can do something about that. Um, Captain Munderland, I'm going to say one more thing about him real quick before I wrap things up. Captain Munderland really stepped it up today, and I'm very pleased by that. He still shows a little laziness in coverage, but we'll we'll just play it by ear on Captain. I think he does have a very good pass rush, so I'm pleased by that. But and he does dive for fumbles. He does do that too. But yeah, I'm gonna give you some parting thoughts here on this game, and we're gonna call this one a wrap. Um, and I'm also going to ask in this live stream here, would you guys like a wrap up video for the Cincinnati Bengals game, or would you like this stream to be the wrap up video? Because it's super long and it takes up a lot of space on my phone when I'm recording before I can get it out. Your choice. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, sub, and hit the bell for more Panthers content. I will be doing pre-streams for Panthers games throughout the year, except for bye weeks. Um, bye week, I will be putting out a video concerning our injuries during the bye week next Sunday. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And also an update after watching the division games. So keep that in mind. That'll be your Sunday video for next week. Thank you very, very much. And please do come out and hit the like, sub, and bell. Please leave a comment below. And I will see you guys next time. Keep pounding.